was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building, buying, selling a home, the real estate crew's got news for you. At the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party.
Woohoo! It's swinging in the new year, my friends.
All right.
We're wearing our hats because it's still 4 below outside.
It's a little chilly. I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna lie
think
to you.
Tony might be just still thawing out.
Yes,
Did
my testicles have just gotten back where they belong.
Tell us.
I did the polar plunge.
And typically it's not a bad idea.
No, I mean it's always a bad idea, but it's
This
never
is-
a stupid idea.
Tell everyone what the polar plunge is. I
The
know.
polar plunges. We do it here in Boston with the L Street Brownies down on L Street in South Boston, and on January 1st, depending on the tides, whenever those are, you jump in the ocean.
What time did you jump in?
Yesterday was 9 a.m., which is not so bad.
Except,
Except it was 5 degrees.
and with the wind chill, it was probably negative.
It was negative something.
15 or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It was cold.
You're my hero, Tony.
Now, I always ask you this: how long do you stay in for?
Well,
You're not like doing the,
No,
no,
he's
I'm not
doing
swimming a mile.
You're
not frolicking. Listen, I'm not. No, I do not frolic.
ever.
No. Last time I frolicked, I got sand in my baby, which is unpleasant.
No,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Until I cultivated a pearl, then it seemed to have a payoff. It takes a while, but
So
it
how
can
long-
be done.
I
How
knew
long
that's
were you
exactly where you're headed with that.
So you know, some people cheat and just go in and splash or go up to the I saw that on camera a lot. But you got to dive in. So you dive in.
Did
take
you
3 or
really
4
dive in?
Yeah.
Head first in?
Head first in.
Oh, my goodness.
It's done wonders for my hair.
Yeah, no, your hair looks great today.
It's because of the ocean. It's always good that way. But it's so you got to dunk. I mean, that's our
Dunk.
rule. You got to dunk. You got to submerge.
Yep.
Entirely. This was the only part that gave me pause yesterday when we were going in. They have officials there, and they go, make sure you got something on your feet. There's ice on the bottom of the ocean.
Oh,
And I go, wait, ice on the, and you could see there was like a white layer of ice under
Has
the.
that ever happened
under the-
before?
No, I've never seen that before.
Did Gus do it too?
Gus and 2 of his buddies, Max and Cam, we all went down and we all jumped in together.
Nice.
And it'll wake you up, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
So
the
good
news
is no sharks.
No sharks. As far as we know. Here's the other thing. This will give you an indication. Usually between 1,500 and 1,600 people do this plunge.
Yep.
Yesterday, 200.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, you heard the one in I think it's Rockport or Gloucester. They canceled it because it was
No,
cold out.
no, they ended up having it.
Oh, they
did
did
they?
have it.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can't keep people who want to do that down.
So, Tony, I need to know, how do you prepare for such a thing?
You don't. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's the other
No,
thing.
you can't prepare
You
for
can't
that.
prepare for it, and you can't think about it. You know what I mean? Like we literally, we have a plan. We have all our stuff. Your bathing suits on under, the warmest clothes you got. You go down to as close to the water as you can. You take off everything except your suit. You run in. You dive. Everything goes back in the bag, and then you got a boat. There was a point where I couldn't feel my fingers.
Well, that's what
yesterday.
someone was looking for a picture because you usually put a picture
Yeah.
up on the beach.
We didn't take pictures on the beach because
you
it was
said-
so far. It was so out of our head just to do it.
Yeah.
I got a picture of us in the bathhouse because we were warming up. But it was as cold as I've ever been.
Did your heart skip a beat or two?
I think they thought it was gonna because I had like a SWAT team of paramedics sort of zoned in on me. And when I came out, there was a young lady paramedic there, and everyone's young to me. But she, as soon as I stepped on shore, she goes, "Sir, do you want a blanket?" And I go, yeah, that'd be great. Like, and they throw a blanket on me. And then another guy comes over and goes, you want another one? I said, yeah. So I put that around me like a sarong. So I was all covered. I looked like I was moving. They had put sheets on me to move.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
how it is when I run road races. It seems like the ambulance driver seems to be
They
following
pee on
me
you,
the
right,
whole way. What's
right.
up with
What's
that?
up with this old guy?
So what
Right.
everyone really wants to know is any pictures of you in your 4XL Speedo?
No, I didn't wear my Speedo.
Well, because the waist was a little bit too big,
It was
right?
a little-
So it
yeah,
would have
I lost a little
it would
bit
have
of weight.
it would have
Right,
fallen off. Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Look at the albino seal.
They couldn't handle that. They can
Yeah.
handle jumping in the water.
Right. And then, there's a bunch of, people look like they've been up all night and still
Drinking.
antifreezed up. And then there are people who do it, like groups
Stone
of people.
cold sober like you.
Yeah. And they're clubs, a bunch of, when we were walking out, there were a bunch of women coming in. They all had, floaties on, like duck floaties and stuff.
No.
So it seemed like a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. You have 363 days to forget about it.
Yeah,
Until
it's-
next year.
Yeah, no, and I'll do it again. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll do it as long
How
as
many years?
I think I can. I think Gus was 8 when we started.
Wow.
Now
Wow.
you got to be 16, but we took them. I mean, that's how dumb we are. Throwing an 8-year-old in the ocean on January 1st.
He laughs.
and you've never been visited by the authorities.
I know.
Oddly enough.
I was just thinking that.
But they love it, and this is where Gus is now 19. As you know, he guessed it with us a couple weeks ago, and I think either one of us would quit, but we don't want to be the first one
Yeah.
to quit. Like
Yeah.
there's that dad-son dynamic. right?
Yeah.
You going to the plunge, old man? I go, of course I'm going to the plunge. You going to the plunge? Well, I'm going if you're going. Well, you don't have to go. No, if you're going, I'm going. Right. No, I'm not going to be the first one. If that kills me, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. At least you're having fun doing it
Yeah.
or challenged.
As I say, something's going to kill you.
Right.
So Tony V and Kathy Holtshouser, we
Yeah.
should introduce our
We
other
should.
panel member.
He needs no introduction.
Yeah, he's
Especially
a
this time of the
frequent
year.
flyer.
He's the Iceman.
Yeah, the
John
Iceman.
Marroni.
John
New
Marroni.
Bed-
Thanks
New
for
Bed-
having me.
No.
This is going to be John's year.
This is John G. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm nervous right now though.
Why is
Why?
that?
I have not written my first check, and when they write that first check of the year.
All right.
You're
It's
so
only
used-
the second.
Yeah, I know, but still, when you write it, you
Right.
write 2017 and go, oh, damn it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm usually about March or April, and I figure it out. So.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about today.
How do you think Jewish people feel? It's like year 5,987. How do they remember
I
it?
don't
How
know.
do they do?
Yeah, that's a
What's
tough
the
one.
Chinese? What do you put on that? Year of the cock.
You're
Year of
the
rat.
monkey.
Monkey. Oh, I've been writing year of the chicken all year. It's ridiculous.
Should we tell our friends what today is?
We should tell our friends what today
We
is.
have something today.
Yeah,
have a
it's a
big
very,
anniversary.
very special day.
Big anniversary in Kathy Holtshouser and Rick Carter and Carter Law Office's
Yeah.
history.
Yep.
What is it?
Kathy
I
Holtshouser?
started working with Rick Carter on January 2nd, 1990.
No
Wow.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank
28
you.
years.
So we're just saying that today, and it's just amazing. We have never fought in the whole 28 years.
I've never
28
quit.
Yeah.
I've never
never
quit.
Never.
That might have something to do with the fact that in those 28 years, she's done about a year's worth of actual time at the office.
Well, yeah, 26, because Rick and I were talking last week, and I have my assistant, Stacy. I go, yeah, Stacy's like, you're Kathy. He goes, oh, so she left at noon today.
Hey.
Came in at 10:30.
Listen, but there are a lot of companies that work that way. As long as you're getting your work done, and you
Yeah.
are, as we
Yeah.
know, the best paralegal that ever existed on the planet.
Well, this is how I look at it.
You're
I'm
good.
staying on a
You're
good
good.
side.
You're good. You know it.
Yeah. No, it's
I've been married 28 years. You don't think I know how to do
That's
this?
a
You must have
fact.
to refinance soon or something. No,
It's
no.
a
He's
fact.
not mocking you at all.
No.
He
It's
a
agrees with
fact.
that.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
I take
Yeah.
it as a fact.
But there's probably no one else that would.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
No, I
Finish
was
your
going to
thought.
say it. I was going to say it. You worked out well for me, and
Yeah.
I worked out well for you.
Absolutely.
And that's how it goes.
Right.
Didn't you say that about a year ago? There's no one else you could work for, and you probably couldn't have another paralegal.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
There's a great line in Die Hard 2.
I love Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
let's
second
hear
one's
it.
pretty good too,
Yeah.
where, the guy from that used to be on John Amos
Yeah.
says to McLean,
Yeah.
he goes, he's an asshole, but he's our kind of asshole.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
that says it all.
Yeah.
That really says it all. Right.
We've said how you've developed over the years,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You're very good at extortion now, so
Yeah.
yeah. And we've talked about this.
And we've talked about the extortion thing because I said, do you want to go backwards? Do
Right,
you want to go
right.
and play the straight card for the rest of our
No,
lives?
of
Or
course
no, it works out
to
perfect for
explain
you.
to our listeners, John, it's an a la carte method around the
Okay.
around Carter Law
Yeah.
Office.
Oh, did you? I hear the phone ringing. Did you want me to answer that?
That's $25.
Ching ching.
$12.50 to hear the phone. Another $12.50 to pick it up.
What do you think about that? Does Stacy at your new Fed One do that?
She probably will if she watches this.
This just says to me, I got to get an assistant. I need some sort of an assistant
Yeah.
somehow.
Is
Yeah.
that one of your goals for the
You
year?
better
Yeah.
start saving
All right.
up your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we should talk about goals today. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
and 2017 trends and 2018 trends. What do you think about
That
that?
thing's going to
I
change.
think it's awesome.
I think.
well, John, me and you both were going to fight over the mic on this one. Do
Go
you
ahead.
want to say yours first, and we can?
My New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've held it for the last 20 years. It works every year. And that is this. There's a fine line between people think I'm being a jerk and not, but it works.
Go ahead.
Never take on anyone else's stress.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I see it all the time, like, especially, I'm really talking in the business world where, I might tell someone they might not be able to get a loan or whatever, and they'll say, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And they're throwing it on me.
Right.
Right.
I don't know.
And
Right.
I'll throw it right back on them and say, listen, I told you, it's never no, it's just not yet.
Right. Right.
That's your famous thing. Yeah, it's true. Although I got to say this would be a good time to sell a house. Because if you had heat, people would buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
You
wouldn't
got a
see
point,
anything.
yeah.
They walk in, they go, sold.
today.
I saw one broker's New Year's Eve resolutions or New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolution.
And it was a little self-serving because she does the usual, eat better, sleep better, and then number one was, move.
Move,
I go,
yeah.
oh, that's a little self-serving.
Yeah.
So she says, sell your house.
Oh, that was
As a
her
resolution.
recommendation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought they were her own personal
No,
ones.
no.
All right, so she
She's
wants you
telling
to
everyone in
sell a
America
house.
to sell.
My New Year's resolution for the past 20 years has always been to not smell like fried food.
Oh.
Almost made it last year.
Yeah.
Somewhere in July, I found a clam in my pocket. I don't know how things go. From there.
So it's going good so
It's
far?
fine so far.
Okay, good.
All right.
I have one.
Yep, go
I
ahead.
stole it, but I read it and I thought that it's me.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna carry it through to Carter Law Office in our business and our personal lives. But if you want this to be your year, don't sit on the couch and wait for it. Go out, make a change, smile more, be excited, do new things, throw away clutter, unfollow negative people on the social media, go to bed early, wake up early, don't gossip, show more gratitude, do things that challenge you, be brave.
All
What do you
right.
think?
Sounds like the most boring existence I've ever heard.
No, Tony. A smile, smile more.
If I smiled anymore, they'd put me away.
I know. I might have to worry about that. So that's what I'm gonna
That's
do.
good.
And
That's
if you guys
it's a very
I like that.
positive attitude.
and you guys can, when we are still here in December of 2018, you
Yeah.
guys can ask me
How
how I
to-
did and how Carter Law Office did, how it profited
Did you
from.
stick to those?
If
to
I
those
stick
goals?
to all those
Yeah.
things.
Now you should.
I bet John would sell us more loans with a real positive paralegal in the mix.
Well, now that you've cut out
Just
diet
not yet.
soda,
Yep,
you're a lot more positive.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
You stopped diet soda.
Diet soda.
Yeah.
Oh, all bad food.
Actually,
yeah.
you could. Your whole life in the last half of December of 2017 is a nice group of resolutions.
Right.
You got rid of a lot of
All processed food.
all processed food. Got rid of diet colas. You really haven't been drinking that much,
Right?
I mean, once
Pretty
in a while
much,
I hear that flask
yeah.
till
Sure.
the tumbler, but I
Sure,
mean, you
the
can't
day gets
expect
you.
miracles, you
Yeah.
know.
But I did pick up a bad habit
Smoking cigars,
No, coffee.
which is not a bad habit. But.
Yeah, but Sean here at the Studio 21 podcast makes the best coffee.
Right.
That's right.
Right?
Oh, they have great coffee.
Right here.
Great
Yeah.
coffee.
Nitro.
Everyone thinks you're having a Guinness, but
It's all right.
all right.
What is it?
Hey,
What is it?
it's
A
nice.
nitro.
I'll let you know. You'll watch me when I'm done.
You'll know exactly what
I
it
have
is.
noticed you're sitting about 3 inches off the stool.
Yeah. So the quickest way to get rid of negativity is to shut up your TV.
Right.
You know,
I agree with that.
I've done that for the last 2 years. I couldn't even tell you who the president is
Right.
at
That's
this
a
point.
good thing.
Unless
Wow.
you watch This Is Us. You
That-
know.
of course.
Right. So that's the only exception.
Not even I, Tanya.
What's that?
It's about Tanya Harding.
Oh,
They made
God.
a whole movie about Tanya Harding.
Poor Tanya Harding.
Whole movie about Tanya Harding.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
all negative.
Yeah.
Negativity.
Yeah.
All right, so let's throw some ideas out to Tony, see if he's done any of these.
All right.
So I'm just going over some random ones. Contact family members that mean a lot to you. You got to do that this year.
I just invited my entire family out to dinner next Sunday.
Nice.
On
Really?
me. Yep.
On you.
Yep.
Really?
My brothers and their significant others and children. And
This
We
is-
didn't get the invite. And we're
You're not-
family
you're
now.
not my brothers. I like you better.
Did you really invite all them out?
Yeah. Well, I'm taking them to Vinny's in Somerville.
Oh, I
Nice.
love
Next
Vinny's in
Sunday
Somerville.
night. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we're on the wall at Vinny's
Yeah.
in Somerville. You know
Yeah,
that?
we are. Yeah.
All right.
There's not going to be much
You know, I actually have a
eating
joke
there.
in my act where I go, I have two brothers. One of them's an idiot. I won't tell you which one in case you meet them. It's
case-
there for a
Or
reason.
in case one of them is listening,
Listen,
right?
But I was in Aruba, and
Yeah.
I did that joke, and a guy in the audience goes, "Which one is it, Steven?" I'm in Aruba.
I
and
just
I go,
told
you know my brother Steven? Yeah, I married his ex-girlfriend. I
No.
go, oh, this show's taking a turn. Very different.
All right, John, this is one for you. Send more handwritten notes.
Never.
It's a lost art.
You're starting to do
Oh,
that.
I
Starting
like
to do that,
that.
yeah.
Carter Law Office got a nice note from John Maroney.
Handwritten.
Which one was that? The I like you one?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
And
Nice,
we
nice.
got cookies. I don't
How
think
those
we-
delicious?
Well, I didn't have any, but the
Oh.
office did, and we didn't formally thank you for those. That was really nice of you to think
I was
of
wondering
us.
if you got it.
What
Yeah.
kind of,
I know, so I
what
apologize.
kind of cookies?
I couldn't look at them.
They were
because-
gourmet.
They
Yeah.
probably came between 12 and 3, and she wasn't there.
Yeah, you
I
gotta-
think you're right.
Renee and Renal got them. And
Yeah.
they
Monday
thanked
through
you.
Wednesday, right?
it's kind of like one of those raffle tickets. You have to be present to
Present.
win.
Yeah,
That's why I get sent back.
but I think the office enjoyed them.
Oh, yeah.
The
You're
handwritten
welcome.
note, it is a lost art.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's great.
I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, quit one bad habit. Kathy,
Yes.
you're all over that.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. We weren't going to name the product, but yes.
Oh.
Yeah. There goes that sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a really good
Yeah.
friend that works at Coke, and he wasn't real happy with me.
Yeah, oh yeah. Stocks
the
have plummeted.
stocks just plummeted.
What is the reason for the Diet Coke?
It's really bad.
Is
for
it bad
you.
for you?
Yeah, it's the fake sugar in it
Because it
ask-
makes your body think
that you're hungry.
it's still sugar. It still reacts the same way.
Yeah.
I
And
have
then
one
makes
with,
you hungry.
I have a Coca-Cola story to tell, but after you're done.
No, go ahead.
No, it fits right
Wow, right in?
in. Yeah.
All right. People often say to me, over the years, about, you might worry, they'll say, what about your competition this or competition that? And I said, honestly, when from day one, I never worried about my competition. They're like, what do you mean? I go, well, haven't we learned anything from the Pepsi challenge? And I get that response
Right,
too.
right.
We're all old enough to know what the Pepsi
We
challenge
sure do.
was.
Sure.
We sure do.
So what happened was Pepsi would go around to the beaches and all that, and they'd have like the blind taste. Which one's Pepsi? Which
Right.
one's Coke? Which one do you like better? And everybody would pick Pepsi. Wink,
Sure.
wink.
Wink, wink.
Well, Coca-Cola actually started believing the results. What did? They panicked. And they
Came up
changed
with a new Coke.
their guided formula that's in a safe.
Right.
They decided to change.
Yep.
And
No,
they,
you're right.
they unveiled it, and then there was like people were rioting, protesting in the
Sure.
streets, and everything like that. So
Why would I drink this? If I wanted this, I would have had a Pepsi.
exactly. So Coke came out. They must have had an awesome PR person to say, just get out there, tell me you screwed up, you apologize, and
Right.
whatever.
After 100 years of
Right? It's like Coke says, all right, we're gonna make classic Coke. We're gonna bring it back, but we'll keep the sweet stuff, and we'll do another like 150 different flavors beyond that. And
Right.
so, the lesson there was they didn't stay true to themselves. They paid attention to to the competition and all that. They didn't focus on what they were all about.
Right.
So with me, I just do what I do best, and I take care of people.
So
And
there's one of your resolutions.
Yeah,
Stay
that's right.
true to yourself.
you have to. You have to. When you start keep chasing the shiny objects and all that, and saying this person's doing this, and you go over there, and you know, you have nothing.
That's good.
I digress.
No,
Go on.
no,
Rick.
that fits in really well with our 2018 resolutions. That John's going to stay true to himself. He's going to send every one of his deals to Carter Law Office.
That's right.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
we're going to have a great, profitable year.
We sure are.
Yeah,
Wow.
I like it.
Poor Johnny. This is how we bring guests on.
Yeah.
We embarrass them to tell them they'll send us all their business during the
Listen,
year.
I have no shame. I never get embarrassed. So.
No, yeah.
That's a good thing. That's the one thing I've always held over my children.
What's
The
that?
only thing that I would get them to do stuff is that I can't be embarrassed. Like I would tell them,
No.
I go like, I
No.
can't. The more attention I call to myself, the happier I am. So if you think you're gonna get away with something in public because I'm gonna be embarrassed, I go, oh no.
Negative attention, positive attention, bring it.
As long as it's attention.
We're trying to get Gus to talk about
I actually
growing
think,
up with you.
I actually think that Tony V's kids got that at a very young age.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I can see it.
Oh, I'll start singing Oklahoma in the middle of a restaurant if they have, and they know it.
With just your Speedo on,
yeah,
right?
With
Yeah.
the Speedo on, sure.
Yeah.
I have no shame.
All right, here you go. Take a full day off from social media for a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Once a month, one
Yeah.
full day.
One full day.
Well, what is that? The joy of what is it? JOMO, the joy of missing out, or
Yes.
FOMO, the
Yeah,
fear of
missing out.
And,
Right.
and you think about that in your life, and sometimes you just kind of go with the crowd because you don't want to miss a big event. But I think that if you embrace the joy of missing out, stay off the social media.
But you got to be careful with that because, like, it happened to my son. He took a day off of not responding to text messages,
Oh.
and so then people, yo,
Are
dude,
you okay?
are you mad at me? Like if it's something I said, you hadn't responded.
That's the most ridiculous thing now too. If people think you have to respond to them immediately or there's
Yeah.
something wrong.
Right.
My wife will go, I texted you 10 minutes ago. I go, yeah, I'm driving a
I'm
car.
busy,
Yeah.
I'm,
yeah.
You trying to kill me?
Yeah, right. Well,
Wow.
Maybe.
Don't read into that.
But that happened to us yesterday. I knew where all my kids were except for one, Matthew Francis Holtshouser,
Right.
and I hadn't gotten the Happy New Year, Mom, and
Right.
because he's back at school. So I texted him, Happy New Year, love you. Never heard back from him, and I'm like, has anybody here heard from Matt?
Right.
My husband hadn't, other girls hadn't. So I have to text his girlfriend, and I'm like, do you know where Matt is? She's like, oh, he's at practice, like hockey
Right.
practice. So at least I knew he was alive, right?
Right,
But that's-
right.
But it's true that if someone doesn't text you back right away, they panic.
Right. All right.
Well, they
so
say the average response to text is 4 minutes.
Wow.
So it used to be like when emails first came out, AOL, you got mail. Everybody was excited.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, they're not excited about emails anymore.
No.
So you unsubscribe. Now, text messages at that point. People are still excited when they get a text message and they got to respond. So,
So if you're trying to get information out to your clients or brokers,
I text them
you
now.
text now as
Yeah.
opposed to emails.
As a matter of fact, I get the Droid. And with the Droid, you can get an app called Mighty Text where now I can get my text on the computer. I can actually type from the computer a text message and all that, which is awesome.
Wow, that's
cool.
great.
Yeah, it's called Mighty Text.
Okay.
Not that I'm pushing Mighty
I
Text.
know, really.
You
Can you
knock
do
and
it?
mighty text.
Not yet, but I think I will. I'll see.
Can you do it on the iPhone?
You can do that iPhone. I think it's called Text Magic or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's great. I like right when I turn on my laptop, I can see the text messages come. You can even now see if I look on my laptop, my phone's ringing. I think you can see the call coming in.
Right.
I can't answer it from there, but at least I know. And it'll also tell you how much battery life's in your phone from your computer.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
We should get going on that.
Yeah.
No, really.
You
got
know,
another
the
part-time
problem
job?
is, here's the problem though. I was showing people this on the computer, but then there were other text messages I didn't want them to see.
Sure.
And I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah.
so you kind of lose.
Avert your
You're
eyes. Right.
You don't want that displayed up during the PowerPoint.
Like eating in prison,
Yeah.
covering up everything. No.
All right, where's 2018 going in the real estate world? I think it's going to be a very busy, active real estate.
Yeah, I think
community.
it's going to be where you live. Because I've lately I've been going to different mastermind events throughout the country. So all these mortgage folks come in from all over, and they have like different. It's not around Boston. Some places they actually have buyers markets, and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
yep. And it's like anything. Like if you're in the middle of nowhere, no one's going to want to live there. So
Right.
and then I always say take a look at the jobs, the type of jobs people have in that area. If they're good jobs, you're going to stay solid. If it's, we saw that, about early 2000, a lot of those towns that had the manufacturing type employment, people, they lose their overtime first. So then, you lose $400 a month. That's a lifestyle change for a lot of people.
Right.
Sure.
And then, so you get the, like Lynn, Lawrence, Lowe, 3 L's, they got affected first.
Right, because they
Yeah.
had factories.
A lot of
Yeah.
blue collar stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, around the late 90s, there was like that whole 495, the .com that turned into
Yep.
the .bomb. There were like
Yeah.
a lot of those
Right.
companies were going.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just saw that. So you just kind of, so when you get closer to the city, whether it's Cambridge or Somerville or whatever, you get those, it's like a sub-economy within the sub-economy. It's like all these different biotech and all that.
Right,
It's like
Right.
inside that 128 belt, nothing.
No, you're right. It all depends
Yeah.
on where you're living.
So-
Oh, the proximity to
Yeah.
Boston as
So
well.
I think
Right.
it's going to go strong. Like someone had told me recently that like the Seaport area, they're building all those apartments. They said if they doubled, like a 1-bedroom apartment probably goes for like $3,000 a month.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
said if they doubled the amount of apartments there, the rents would still not drop.
Wow.
There's like that much of
There's
demand.
that much of demand.
Yeah.
You know, I read an interesting article yesterday where there seems to be a faction of people. We've talked about tiny houses and downsizing
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was actually an article in the paper yesterday that says it's like chic to live in your car now.
Oh.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like there are middle class and upper middle class
Yeah.
people not wasting money on.
Yeah.
Well, it's a choice as opposed
They're
to
saying it's a choice.
Yes.
Right. And then every response I read to that was basically, "Are you shitting me? This is just rich people trying to make poor people feel it's okay to be poor," which is what it seems like. Like, look, you can't afford an apartment. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can still go to the gym and live in your car.
No, there's something
Yeah.
that said that.
No, I think that's someone that's stuck in the RV.
Yeah.
I would go
No, but
RV.
there's a whole revolution of people that want to be minimalistic, right? They think that
That's
they want
true.
experiences as opposed to material possessions, and they don't want to be dragged
You
down.
want to hear the trends for 2017
Yeah, let's hear it.
based on that? This is what they came up with. First of all, they said 2016, the house of the year was a 16,000 square foot palace with a private ski bridge, 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, full gym, movie theater.
Wow.
Last year's house of the year was a tree house,
Yeah.
a 5-story tree house, and this is the trends they came up with last year. That was they see as the big trends for 2018. Van life, going
Yep.
along what you're
That's
saying.
Yep.
Cabin life,
Yep.
tiny homes, and mid-century modern.
Don't you think that's just giving up, though? Isn't that just going like, look, the American dream no longer exists. You can't afford the house you want. Live in your van and be happy.
Right.
That seems like
Well,
the
there
Well,
has to be a happy medium
there
between
is,
living
there is.
in your
No.
van and living in a 16,000 square foot house.
But if because real estate, it's all about location. So if you park in the right spot, you're
Right.
good.
I park in a very upscale neighborhood.
Perfect.
Where do you live? Well,
No, it's all
depends
about
on which way the sun is shining.
it's all about where your kids play.
Right.
That upscale neighborhood would be hauling your van
Are you
out of
kidding me?
there
If,
so
you,
fast.
if you parked in Wellesley in your van,
Yeah. They'd be hearing about it within hours. You'd be gone.
There's a truck I don't recognize, and it's not an Audi on my street.
All right, here's a New Yorker's tip for me, and he told me not to tell anyone. So I'm not sure how many podcasts we're going to have today.
I
listening.
know, yeah.
But this is what he was suggesting because Manhattan is crazy
Yeah.
prices, like $5,000. So what he does is he rents a boat, and he gets a
Okay.
boat
I've
slip,
heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he just lives out in
Yeah.
his boat.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wonder how he's doing today.
Not well. Not well.
Well, he's probably not bouncing.
Yeah.
The river's probably frozen. He's nice and stable for a while.
But I wonder how they heat a boat. I would have to look into that.
Yeah. So it
He's
might
gonna have
have
to
some
put it-
downsides. Is that what you're saying?
No, we have to put like a little windmill on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know why that's not a trend now. I don't
I know.
understand.
He tells me he swears. He swears.
But no, not that. The windmill.
Oh, the
I don't
windmill.
know why more people aren't going to be, to get off the grid a little bit more and be more sustainable. Like if I had property, like I got a postage stamp size yard in Charlestown with people all over me.
All right.
Right?
Well, that postage stamp costs.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
My house.
Yeah.
We can go over that. It's the smartest thing I ever did.
Right.
Besides marry my wife, of course.
Oh, good for you.
And have your
She's-
2 kids.
And have my
Good for you, because they're avid listeners.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Physically, but I don't understand, if it's, one side winning out over the other, not getting the information out. But if you had property, why wouldn't you put a windmill up or go solar? And instead of getting a smaller house, cut your expenses that way by generating your own power and wood
We're
stoves.
seeing more and more.
Are you seeing solar panels, wood
absolutely.
stoves?
We didn't see it
things
at all
like
for
that.
5 years. Now we're seeing on our title reports that there's leasing solar panels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that becomes a problem.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
It
It
does.
does.
Yeah.
But you know what I've seen though is if you're just leasing them and you're either selling your house or refinancing, the some of the solar companies are like, oh, I know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
they release the lease
So
until
Not always, though.
not
because-
always, but a
Because
lot
now
of
the
them,
person buying your house has to have good credit to
Right.
take over that lease.
right.
And then it becomes a problem. Or sometimes, I'm starting to, I looked at solar myself and
Right.
I said, well, I know I'm going to need a new roof in like 4 years. And,
That would be problematic.
yeah, but I knew it was a problem and they told me not to worry about it.
Right.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
But as they become more popular, the solar companies are working more like they know what they're working with, and I've seen it not be as big a problem as it was a couple of years ago when they first
Correct.
started
Right.
cropping
From
up.
our end.
From
yeah.
our end, yeah.
Or they'll just subordinate that lease to the new
Yeah,
mortgage.
I mean, I think the government should step in, take more of a proactive role. I mean, it's
They,
a great
they
concept.
probably will. At
They're
some
going to
point,
have
right?
to. Yeah.
Oh, this administration won't because they want oil and coal and gas to come back. I mean, you understand it, and I'm not dumping on anybody. It's
Yeah.
just that's the way they think. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as an individual, if you're going to take responsibility for your life, I mean, I don't get it. Why they're not? Though these companies are making it easier for people, to do that.
Right.
'cause
I think you'll see more and more as
Right.
as the years go on. Just
Yeah.
things will change,
Right.
and
Well, if you want, I have a friend. He's really off the grid. He has bought himself a mobile home up in New Hampshire.
Right.
You go inside; it's actually nice. And he does have a solar panel, but he also went and bought himself an antenna. He has that little flagpole, and he gets like about 80 channels.
yeah, because he cut off his cable,
Yep,
right?
Yeah,
No
and
cable.
now, like especially you can type in the address that you live on the antenna, and it'll tell you all the different antennas. Some of them come with like a box like this, and they'll tell you exactly how many channels you get, which channels you get based on your property location. I had done that, my place in Saugus, and it gave me like 80 channels. I got a place down in Falmouth that had like 6 channels. So
Right.
so it tells you all that. So you can just literally, and you get all good channels. You can get the history channel depending on where you live, and
Right.
so you just
It's
little
just-
box,
they're
just a little
floating
box.
around out there,
Yeah,
right?
just a little box. And you just plug it into your TV. Problem is with us, we got 5, so
Right.
it's like you need a box, and then by that time it's like all right.
Now
Some-
it's cost.
Yeah, some of them, they'll go as little as $20 a box. Some of them can be like around 150. So it all depends. So it's just something to look into.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of the number one questions I see on Facebook in like the moms group. Like, we need to get rid of cable. I'm not going to name the company. We need to get rid of them, like, because every month it goes up another $30.
Yeah, right.
And before you know it,
as long
it's
as you
up
don't
on-
mention Verizon or Comcast, we're good.
You're fine.
beep 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 beep.
We're glad you didn't mention Verizon or Comcast.
We've taken a few potential sponsors down
Yeah.
today, huh?
Coca-Cola, Pepsi.
No. Oh, boy.
What else you got, Rick?
Well, we had a lot of stuff. Are we running out of time, or should we quickly go through some legal tips that we should probably give
Yeah,
out?
we
All
got
right.
All right, some quick legal tips on our end.
Call Carter Law Office.
Cottle Law
If
Office.
you have any questions,
Any
Any
questions
questions.
are
About
conveniently
anything.
located in Reading, Mass, Londonderry, New Hampshire, 781-944-9222.
But ask for Rick.
Yeah.
Don't ask for me.
of course.
You called that one time. You still haven't gotten over that.
First time and only time I ever called the office. I usually call you or
Right.
Kathy on your cell phones,
Right.
Because I'm in the inner
Right.
circle. And I said, you know what? I have a legitimate question for Carter Law Office. I'm going to call Carter Law Office, talk to Kathy Holtshouser in person.
Yeah.
Not in. First and only time I ever called Carter Law. She was
You're not
nowhere to be
You're
found.
not the first to have
Nowhere
run
to
into
be
that.
Well,
But
what's good about Tony? He'll try anything once.
And I walk in, and one of the employees said, "Oh, Tony V called you," and I'm like, "In the office?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Darn!"
Uh-oh.
The one time I stepped out for 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
All right, here's some quick tips for homeowners. Make sure you got your will in place,
Yep.
your homestead in place, and a durable power of attorney.
Yeah.
Because if something happens to you physically, you need someone to step in
Yeah.
your steed and take care of it.
Now, can you take
does
care
Carter
of that?
Does Carter Law do that?
Carter Law Office at 781-944-9222.
From the
Conveniently located at
From Will on? You do
Yeah.
the wills and everything?
we do it.
Yeah, what do you think we had? Just a pretty face sitting up here? Like, we're very
I mean,
talented.
I just thought real estate.
Okay, on that, Rick.
If you
Okay.
If you need
John needs a will.
No. Most important.
Yep.
Like you have all this stuff.
Yep.
Think you should tell someone where it is?
Good
Yeah.
point.
You
Yeah.
know?
Good point.
Well,
Yes.
we can keep it, or you can give it, to, next of kin.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes, you could have, like, if my wife and I would go away, I'll just put it right at a place where if something happened, the first thing when people walk in, they'll say, all right, here it is.
Right.
Yes.
Because, you sometimes you don't have the opportunity to tell people
Right.
after the things have
So
happened.
there should be arrangements made. Great point
Yeah,
of
yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's located.
Yeah.
You should just do one will. Some attorneys used to do the duplicate originals.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just do one will. Tell everyone where it's at.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
maybe just
Yeah.
leave clues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If you think I'm dead and I'm not ill, you might be looking for my will.
yeah.
Take 2 steps to the left, and you will find a piece of paper behind the blind.
Tony, that's very good.
Thank you. I made that up right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
All right, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I can rap too on command. I just choose.
Maybe next time.
I have jingles from you too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
got to
thought.
get our hands on that.
Yeah, I know. Here's another one. If you got, speaking of great Tony V ideas.
Yep.
I mean, if you're going out to get approved for your loan, they might want to talk to you and get your credit scores looked into.
Why?
Why?
go ahead.
There goes that segue.
There's the John Marroni we know.
There goes that setup.
No, I
Call
know,
me.
I know where you go. I know where
Where
you
would you
go
go for
with
something like that?
That's got to be one of our 2018 goals
Yeah.
is to get Go FICO yourself up and running.
Yeah, let's.
Absolutely.
Let's.
I think
And
you're
we got to
right.
get the R in front of it.
Is that like just a
It's
like
just
like a letter
AHA.
R or
Yeah,
AHA?
it's
Yeah. It's Ricardo's R.
Yeah, Richard Carter from Arlington, Mass.
Right.
All right.
Richard Mark Carter.
All right, be careful of scams. We know that.
Yep.
If anyone's this is hot lately. More so, if anyone asks you for a return because they sent out an excess amount of money to you, it's probably a scam.
Right.
All right.
So if you're buying a car
Right.
and they say it's $2,500,
Yep.
or selling a car or whatever, they send $3,000 and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my secretary did that, and you owe me $500 back." Don't.
because they will stop the check.
Yeah.
Or it will
Yeah.
be
And then you'll
bogus
be out
and you'll be
$500.
And along that line, those people that love Facebook, don't do those surveys.
Right.
You want a free trip. Click here. Okay. Then they start asking, how old are you?
Right.
Yeah.
How many children do you have? How much do you make? Next thing you
Right.
know, what's your phone number? And
Right.
You don't really win a free trip.
no.
There's nothing. Didn't you?
Yeah.
just-
No. And then
don't
you gotta
you
get
know that there's
We
no such
get
thing
the
as
same
a free
we
lunch.
get the same facts that we got when we were in North Andover, Mass, for some company. You have just won this $99 Aruba trip for 10 days, and you're telling me it's not valid.
$199 for a 10-day trip.
That's a good trip.
That's a good trip. That's a good trip.
It's a great trip.
All right, so I think we got some of our tips in.
Yeah.
But
we
I
did
got a
good.
tip on that. One time I got a call about 20 years ago. My son was young. The guy calls, "Hey, Mr. Roney, congratulations, you won a free trip." And I go, "I won a trip?" Michael's like, "What, Mike? We won. Here, talk to the guy. He'll tell you." He's like, "What we win?" It must have been painful for that person.
All right, so any pearls of wisdom before we wrap this baby up?
Yeah, just stay the course, man.
I like that.
Smile and
Smile.
be brave.
I like that.
Yep.
Jump
I
in
like
the
that.
ocean when you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. Come on. That's pretty good, you guys. I like that. Johnny,
Mhm.
got any?
Yeah, I
Pearls
do.
of-
I do. For
All right.
it's a time management tool in business, and that is this: the person you're talking to, if they do not have the willingness or the ability to make you money in the next 30 days, stop talking to them.
Wow.
Move on.
Well, this is the last time I'll see you in the review.
And with those pearls of wisdom, we got to wrap it up here on
Yeah.
Real Estate House Party. This is Attorney Rick Carter, Paralegal Extraordinaire Kathy Holtshouser,
Yeah.
the one and only Tony V,
Happy New Year.
and the Iceman, John Marroni. Thanks for joining us, and we'll
All right.
see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.